Hello and good
Yeah.
evening. This is Moko's, and like a lot of people in this group, apparently, yeah, Patchy's in a rant mode.
So, as you know, Patchy, I'm going to be shopping for a laptop probably within the next 2 years. So I'm kind of nervous about this whole window 8 thing. The laptop probably the whole thing.
I have to say this to you right now. With the advancements of the system, really, wait till the OS was released. Wait till like a couple of days when people start to review it and people start to stop giving a damn, and then buy a laptop.
Or you got two, really. To be frank, you got two options with a laptop. Well, no, three. I stand corrected. You can buy a ThinkPad. You can buy a Mac because regardless of my personal feelings on OS 10, they actually are pretty well-made machines. Or you can buy a can of garbage. Those are your three options. Um, you know, and that's not to say, even with what they're doing with UEFI and Secure Boot, personally, whenever I buy a laptop, I just wipe the damn thing. Because all the shit that they put on there now, that they're paid to put on there, like McAfee free trial and HP games and the whole 9 yards. And, people say, well, why don't you just use PCG Crapifier? And it's like, okay, so I could spend 2 hours fucking with this program, probably written, wrote, written by a 12-year-old in his mother's basement in Python that won't do shit and will just fuck my registry over. Or I can just format the damn thing, which takes like half an hour now. So, if you go buy a new laptop in a couple years, if you buy a ThinkPad, you can order it with no operating system. And if you buy a Mac, you can just schlep, um, Windows 7 on it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't really like the keyboards in Mac.
I'm not a fan of the chiclet keyboards either, and unfortunately, everybody's going that way.
This is what's I don't understand. Like ergonomic. What's so ergonomic about it? It's so uncomfortable in my hand. It's like what?
It's not
What?
ergonomic. Some 20 something who has broken his wrist backwards like 7 times and had it fixed by some Mexican in a van because he has no health insurance decided that chiclet keyboards were quote unquote comfortable. They're not that bad, but the key travel is I've used worse. The key travel is less than optimal, and the spacing is really what gets me. And unfortunately, everybody else, besides Lenovo, has pretty much gone chiclet. And Lenovo has gone and isolated their keys. They still use the same scissor switch that we've been using since like 1993, but now they're the island type keys, and it's okay on the new ones. I mean, I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the fact that they changed it. I don't like the fact it's 6 row. I don't like the fact they changed the layout that's been the same for 13 years, but it's because the focus groups say that it works. Again, a bunch of 20 somethings that broke their wrist 7 times that are probably like don't actually ever use the computer for real work because real work is fucking around in Photoshop with images that you don't have the copyright to and posting about how much your life is shit on Facebook and Reddit. Right. Some people say we're living in what's called the post-PC era. And I personally think that's a load of malarkey. What you got is you got the idiots. Okay, they're all going to go buy a tablet. They don't actually do anything of importance anyways, so who cares if they have a real computer? Then you've got the grandmas that sort of ecosystem works really well for them because it's right in front of their face. And even if they have Alzheimer's, the fact that it's a giant picture of a fucking photo album means that your fucking picture's there. And then you've got the people that actually use computers that are still gonna buy regular computers. Uh, you know, um,
Here's
not
what I.
not much else that I can
okay, is it me or just Microsoft? The mainstream two techs are just hiring hipsters for works.
Not for works, but design. And I wouldn't even go as far to say they're hipsters. They just have a specific. They're people that don't work on the computer for 22 hours a day. That's all I need to say.
I think technology is just crashing like right down and then and there. Well, albeit they're getting a lot of advances, but they're just like crashing right then here and there.
Well, Evan,
Yes.
what what you're saying about being at the post era, I kind of disagree because I think back then, you don't have so many, as you're saying, grandmas like that on the internet and stuff like that. So, when you said that Ramp opened up, like what 5 years ago, that you think like more interactive, larger, more interface like apps and stuff like that.
Again, Rand provided simplicity over complex. I mean, really, there goes the entire Microsoft market right there. Because if you think about it, the majority of the people that buys the systems are only being used by grandmas. If you think about it, really clearly.
Yeah.
Cause, okay, albeit a lot of people a lot of people in work use 7 or XP.
Microsoft's major customer is enterprise level stuff right now. If you're talking about the older populace, chances are they're probably buying iPads or Macs or $300 Acer laptops. Like, those are your three demographics right there. The majority of Microsoft's customers at this point in time is an enterprise level thing, and the reason that is because there's no good alternative to Active Directory or Exchange.
I think Microsoft just wants to like make the PC like an Xbox 360 for the younger generation, but that's not really the case now, isn't it?
Dude, they're just using that as like a bait for college students. I mean, in college, what do you have for entertainment?
Yes.
You're thinking, Kathy, of the Microsoft buy a computer, come with a 360 promo.
Pretty much.
He's trying to state that they're trying to turn the interface into the 360, which I don't necessarily think is true, because the 360 interface, basically what they did is they took a really good interface, fed it to a dog. The dog chewed it up, threw it up, and then they took that, and then they spray painted it gold, and they called that the new dashboard experience. Also, they went and they took a Wii, and they threw it in the blender too, and they decided that they were going to try to copy the Wii interface, which is shit, in my opinion. I've got a Wii, I've got a PS3, and I've got a 360, and I think the old 360 dashboard was really good, because you know what I want to do on my fucking game console? I want to play games. I don't want to go on Facebook, I don't want to tweet my gamer score, I don't need to post a picture of my KD ratio in COD, 7,900 million billion trillion assault on the world 5. I just want to put the fucking disc in and play the fucking game. That's all I want to do. And that's why you see people that are beginning to turn towards PC gaming save for console exclusives.
Argument between console exclusives and like to PC gamers, because PC gamers practically gets everything. Think about it. Do they get everything?
Depending on how good of a rig you can afford.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I can't go buy Gears of War 3 or 2 on PC. I think the first one might be ported. I can't go buy Halo 3 or Halo 4 on PC. I can't get, I don't think you can get the new Resistance game on PC. You might be able to.
First thing is, Mass Effect did come out for PC.
Right, but here's the thing. The PC release usually is a port of the console release, and because the consoles that we have are still based on processing hardware from like 5 5 generations ago now, um, you get a PC port that is complete shit. I mean, I've seen ports of 360 games where they didn't even bother to change B for back and X for forward, and they just made you guess the fucking keys to do that. Now the reason that PC gaming is currently kicking console gaming, one reason and one reason only, and that's Steam. And the games available on Steam are so much less likely to be pirated because it works right now, it's inexpensive, and typically Valve doesn't fuck around with their customers like Electronic Arts does. And I mean, EA tried to copy Steam with Origin, but the problem is they just have a general lack of customer support and too much DRM. And if you've been following the recent Amazon scandal where they shut down this lady's Kindle account and wiped all of her books because a related account violated the terms of service, so they decided to ban her too, it's that sort of DRM model that people don't really understand right now. They think, well, I'm buying this game on Steam, well, I'm buying this song on iTunes, well, I'm buying this book on Amazon, I own it. Not true. You are paying to rent that content from the content provider who can do whatever they please with it, whenever they want it, however they damn well please. So you can log on Steam one day and find all your games are gone. There's nothing you can do about it. You agreed to the terms of service. And I think that pretty soon here we're going to see a lot of people begin to fight that sort of ecosystem because it's kind of inspired from the music industry. And the music industry is still stuck in like 1987.
That being sort of the deal, that's why GameStop's actually slowly dying in the industry of actually selling games.
Well, brick and mortar in general is just dying because shitty customer service, shitty selection, and why drive to GameStop to talk to some kid that doesn't know fuck all about video games, that's gonna try to like sell you some goddamn thing you don't need, and you're gonna have to fucking bullshit around with him for half an hour, or just go on fucking Amazon, click, 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 comes in the mail in 3 days.
Speaking of which, I'm also wondering about the online type rental games like GameFly. I don't see those often anymore.
It's just Netflix for
Pretty
games.
much.
It's just Netflix for games. It's quick summarization of it.
You keep it as long as you want, then return it. Isn't that the same thing as kind of like borrowing?
Okay, the thing is, if you think about the market right now, is because like, okay, most of the markets that go on Netflix is that keep until you return it, but there's actually a term called lease to buy.
Yeah, but that's not Netflix or GameFly. In fact, I'm not aware of anybody that does that for that sort of digital media right now. GameFly is basically, you pay, I think it's $14 a month, and they mail you one game in the mail. You keep it as long as you want, then they mail you back, and then they mail you the next one on your list. And if you pay $24 a month, you get 2 games at a time, or something like that.
They actually decided to like do that service to the point that you could actually buy the game with a little discounted price.
Yeah, because you're buying a used game at that point. You're buying a used game that's been mailed all over the country, handled by the United States Postal Service, so a bunch of retired tennis players, and put in the 360s and PS3s by 11-year-olds who probably take the console and do the Macarena with it while it's loading a fucking level. So, you know, you're going to have laser burned and scratch discs, you're going to get no guarantee, and you're going to save maybe a couple bucks to buy someone's heavily used game. And then, now, with the new Microsoft console, and I know Sony's talking about this too, they're talking about making it so when you buy a physical copy of a game, it registers to your online account and you can't resell it, which is illegal via the first sale doctrine, I'd like to mention. And there was a big court case over like a month ago or something like that. Um, it's just, in general, too much DRM. You wonder why people pirate things. The reason people pirate things is because DRM is a fucking pain in the ass. If there was a way to easily, legally, and simply acquire the content, majority of people would legally, easily, simply require the content. HBO wonders why people pirate Game of Thrones or whatever the fuck that show is that they're airing right now. Because to watch Game of Thrones, you need to have a Comcast cable subscription. Nobody I know has a Comcast cable subscription anymore. And then you need to pay extra for the HBO Go app. Why not just make the HBO Go app separate? And I'll tell you why. Because the cable companies pay HBO a certain amount of fee a month to have HBO on their networks, and that's how they make their money. So they've started this ecosystem to try to save standardized television when cable as a medium is dead. I'm sorry, cable died in the year 2003. You can get everything you want online now and on your computer and watch it when you want it with no fucking around and no monthly bills and no commercials and no shitty cable boxes that take 10 minutes to change a goddamn channel every time you flick the fucking button. And if you've ever used a Comcast box, you know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
And Dish Network and DirecTV aren't that. Dish Network's receivers are okay. DirecTV's are absolutely atrocious. Basically, you hit a fucking button, you go to the kitchen, you get a cup of coffee, you come back, you get another cup of coffee, you come back, and it's halfway loaded.
Dear Lord, that sounds like... I know what you're talking about. Like, my mom recently... we just destroyed our contract with DirecTV, and instead we got this weird dual box thingy that shows any Asian / Israel / freaking
FTA satellite.
yeah, I don't it's not even FTA satellite. It's like this random foreign satellite thing, and there's like about 5 channels.
No, FTA stands for free to air.
Oh, really?
It's not a company, and that's what it sounds like you have if you're getting Israel and Asian channels, and there's only like 5 channels in the English language, and the rest of them are like fucking Arabic or some goddamn thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's free to air satellite. You pay $100 for the box, you schlep the box down, you point your satellite, you get the rest of the shit for free. I looked into it. The programming lineup is so atrocious. There's no point. There's only like 5 good channels on it.
Except we got ours for free, which I'm happy about. The only problem is that, dear Lord, I try to find Cartoon Network for old time's sake.
It's not on free to air satellite.
There's only Al Jazeera.
There's a PBS high def channel way up in like the 900s. It's like
I tried finding that. There's none.
You might need to re-aim your dish. Is it a C or a KU band dish?
Actually, I don't even know if we even have dish.
Is it a big round dish or an egg-shaped one?
Oh, none. It's like this weird antenna thing.
Oh, well that just sounds like OTA television, in which case, good luck.
I know.
Just get Netflix. And what's not on Netflix is probably on Amazon Instant.
You know what Cartoon Network needs? Cartoon Network needs like a live feed, for like a global live feed, and you could just probably like subscribe to like not on the cable box, but you had to subscribe online for like $9 a month or something. That's probably
wants to watch Cartoon Network anymore though.
Yeah, that's the problem.
To be honest, I watch more of Nickelodeon Boomerang than anything. I don't like
Boomerang,
Disney
I
Channel.
would pay to watch Boomerang.
No, but the problem is Boomerang is a subsidiary for Cartoon Network. So either way, I think that live streaming that too as an option would probably come in handy for their business.
When I had DirecTV, we did not get Boomerang at all, even though we subscribed for Cartoon Network. And probably like once a lifetime year, Boomerang goes on for free, and we're like, oh my god, Marathon's
It's an advanced package that's like $200 a month. I used to sell satellite TVs, so.
We get the foreign package. So all I had was like Russian channels, Vietnamese channels, like one Japanese channel for movies only. I'm like, oh my god.
there goes the entirety of your budget in a single cable that you could barely even watch, and all your shit's watching is probably on YouTube. To be honest, you can
Pretty
find
much.
almost everything on YouTube except for the copyrighted content.
Well, everything's copyrighted if you want to get technical. It just depends how lenient the copyright owner is, like EMI versus Sony BMG, for example.
Oh god.
Emmy Music Group. Thank you for the assholes that actually put that copyright DMCA thing, really. Digital Millennium Copyright Act.
That was enacted by the MPAA in, I believe, 1997, the DMCA was. And the DMCA is a good thing to have, because I've seen legitimate uses for it. And as quote-unquote not fair as people think their YouTube videos with other people's songs getting pulled down in, that they're not making any money off of, technically, if you want to go by the letter of the law, it is illegal. Now, is it unethical? No. And that's where the gray area is that a lot of companies have a problem deciding. See, they see every time their copyrighted content is uploaded without going through the proper channels to license and distribute it, it's a lost sale. Which is not necessarily true.
That's why Agheart 101's channel was taken down because of way too many Toho songs.
If I discovered something and I knew I had to pay for it, I just wouldn't pay for it and wouldn't get it.
That changes when you have a job.
That's true. But there's just some things like The Sims, I wouldn't fucking buy that game. I'd pirate it, but I wouldn't fucking buy it.
That's kind of true. I mean, I
Any
freaking
amount of
it.
money in the world to have to buy that game.
Well, you have to be nuts to buy it, actually.
TLDR, the system is fucked.
Throw it on the ground, then. I'm sorry. No, LimeWire is just shitty.
Oh god, LimeWire, all full of viruses and porn, for all I
You know,
care.
I used LimeWire for close to 3 years, and I never got a single virus from it, because I have the best antivirus in the world. You know what it's called?
What's it called?
Common Sense 2012.
Thank you.
Do it.
But hotloop.exe sounds so legit.
Oh, yeah. And now the one thing that I did get a lot of...
Curiosity.exe.
was, and whoever used LimeWire will remember this, my fellow Americans, I just want to say that I did not have sex with that woman, but I did shop at www.buy.com or whatever the fuck it was.
The file would seem legit if the song actually has the same exact amount what you would think that an MP3 should have. Only problem is you do not have a control of quality.
If you want quality music, go buy the CDs.
I know.
Or get an invite to what?
It's
Pretty much. I mean, back when I used LimeWire, I would find, even though it sounded like the best quality, it would take up like, I don't know, 14 gigabytes for some odd reason, and I check it over and bam.
Oh, by the
Virus
way,
number one.
has anyone had the balls to actually watch the presidential debate just recently?
Yup.
I did. I was watching
In
it.
the Jackass debate?
Yup. What's your opinion on
Jackass
that?
debate. Mass debate, mass debate, mass debate, mass debate. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
They're both idiots, personally.
That's what
I
just...
don't think either Romney or Obama is a good choice right now. Obama's foreign policy, depending on who you ask, is either really good or really shitty. I personally agree with the fact that we should ring out Israel to fucking die because they need to stop.
How long has this war going been? Like,
The war has been going since the dawn of time, and the war is going to keep going until they just all blow themselves up.
time of Jesus, there was already a war.
There's two solutions to that war. Kill all the crazy fuckers. makes it an international fucking sanctuary. So nobody owns it, and whoever wants to go to the fucking synagogue or whatever it is, goes to the fucking synagogue. And whoever wants to go to the whatever the Buddhists go to, goes to... But they can't have that, no. No, it's my land, because 2,000 years ago, someone wrote a book and promised it to me. Blah.
I think it's impossible to just generalize it as simply as you do. I mean, this is my inner anthropologist speaking. But,
I'm not gonna.
Americans, we're kind of really far removed from the cultural standpoint of what you do.
I agree. I think we need to stop and let them do their thing.
Stop government interference. Basically, what you're saying, just like leave them alone. Let's see what happens.
Needs to fight Israel's battles, and Palestine needs to fight Palestine's battles. Whatever religious justification that may be, we don't need to go picking fights with these people, because regardless of who you believe, what you read, they are all armed and dangerous with thermonuclear weapons. Because there was a fellow by the name of A.Q. Khan, and A.Q. Khan took the Chinese Sheik 4 missile design and the nuclear centrifuges, got in a fucking Toyota Hilux pickup, and drove all over the Middle East, going door to fucking door, selling it to countries.
Smart.
You want to know how the Palestinians went nuclear?
How?
The Canadians gave them a research reactor.
Why would the fuck?
They're Canadian.
If you want to learn about how the entire world gained nuclear weapons, I recommend you give The Nuclear Express by Danny Stillman. Now, Danny Stillman was like one of the fucking head honchos at Los Alamos back in the 40s, and if you know what Los Alamos is, you know what I'm talking about. Give that a read, because it's quite interesting, if I do say so myself. I have to agree with Obama's policy that we should stop helping them fight their battles, because all we're going to do is piss off more terrorists at us. And we need to,
Henceforth, 2012.
If you ask me, the way we reacted to 9/11 was exactly what the terrorists wanted, because now we've got the TSA, and our own citizens are humiliated every time they want to fly. We live in constant remembrance of the event of 9/11. If they really wanted to tell the terrorists off, you know what they should have fucking done? Big whoop! Knocked the rest of the World Trade Center over, built a fucking new one next week.
Sheesh. No. It's like you can compare that as well to Pearl Harbor, most likely.
But the terrorists got exactly what they... If you go and you read what Bin Laden said he was going to do, he was going to shame our people, etc., and that's exactly what he did. And he got us to do it to ourselves.
We're talking about Windows 8.
What?
We were talking about Windows 8 earlier, but like the topic just jumped here
Don't
and
worry
there.
about it. The topic goes on forever.
We really.
And then I think Romney's just an idiot, personally.
Gold back to
I don't
elections.
think there's anything else to say. He's just an idiot. Like, he has a couple good points, I have to agree. But he's an idiot. And Ryan is no better. They're also, like, okay, Romney owns shares in one of the major companies that produces ballot counting machines. Major shares.
I probably am just gonna say this right now. Lesser of two evils. One's a dumbass, the other's a corrupt ass.
We should rephrase that a little bit better.
Yeah, again, it depends who you're asking. Because if you ask, example, you go over to Eastern Washington and you ask anybody, Obama's a Muslim, and he's being influenced by the dead Osama bin Laden, which is why they quote-unquote killed Osama bin Laden, because they didn't really kill him, because the whole thing was staged by Obama, which, personally, I don't buy. I think if the guy was going to do something to bring Eastern influences over here, he would have done it already. You go over, like, to He's focused on his own wants and needs. He also likes to contradict himself a lot. If you watch the debates and fact-checked it, I mean, again, he makes a couple good points. Personally, I think Obama is the lesser of the two evils because at least with him, we know what to expect.
Romney.
I don't know what Mitt Romney would do if he were to be elected.
Probably flip the entire economy table over.
Or make it better. I mean, you don't know.
That's really questionable in my belief, but I'm still staying bipartisan either way because I'm really not voting between the lesser of two evils because I'm just gonna say, hey, I'm probably just gonna vote for Ralph Nader all over again.
Ralph Nader's not running this year.
Oh, okay. Who's in minority party?
Well, there's quite a few actually. There's about 20 write-in candidates.
Who's the mainstream minority party?
Jill Stein right now, I believe.
Okay, I'm voting for her then. Cause like that policy that they're probably making is just like I don't know.
How? So you've decided that you're voting for Jill Stein.
Yes.
Based on the fact that she's affiliated with a party.
No, I'm just blindly voting because the majority is just
Okay,
bad.
Stop right there. Stop. Back up. Think about what you just said. Blindly voting.
There you go. That's
You
just
are what is
stupid.
wrong with the system.
Thank you. You just stopped me there.
Educate yourself. It's not that hard. We live in the 21st century. We have computers. We have the internet. Do your research and make an educated decision because you have to live with that decision of who's running your country of residence for the next 4 years.
Oh,
Vote
whatever.
blindly should only be in the sentence, I am not voting blindly. Even if you may not like any of the candidates at all, which I myself don't. I think they're all bad choices personally. Pick one that you think has the best policies and the best points and vote for them. Make an educated decision. At least you owe that to your country, regardless of how little patriotism and how fucked up the United States is right now. Again, depending on who you ask. According to Japan, we're hot shit. There was a poll that was just done, and the United States actually ranks third in liking the United States.
You gotta be kidding me, right?
No, I'm not kidding you at all. Let me find the link here.
Yeah, I gotta get going. I got class in the morning.
Okay.
Alright, night-night.
I'm not sure where it is.
You better need to find that. Jews, eh? Tom hasn't been talking.
No, he's been talking. He's been talking in chat.
Oh, can he just get his like? Either way, I still need to credit him.
I don't know where the link is. It's like not coming up. It could have been posted on the fucking Amazon thing that went down today.
I should probably find it.
If you want to find it, that's fine. What am I?
Chris, you got a YouTube?
I do.
Yeah, okay, can you get it over here? Just type it so that way I can copy paste it.
It's like my YouTube username.
Yep.
Or rather, it's linked to my. I don't know. Whatever. I'll just.
Yeah. What? Are you sewing right now? Are you sewing right now?
I'm gonna go and work on something else now.
Okay.
Yeah, there's my YouTube username.
Because apparently, like, this thing is just stopping right now. Oh well, apparently everyone just went off, so everyone just decided to go do something else. I guess I'm just going to leave this right here. Um, I'll see you tonight, folks. I'll be back as soon as I can. Probably at Halloween, post Halloween. I'll give you another update. So yeah, I'll just see you. We just discussed the hell of a lot today. Damn. Okay, whatever. Bye.